So, welcome to Spotlight. This is Holy Week, and all kinds of things have been happening all week as we reflect, we pray, we worship together and on our own. And there's plenty coming up in Spotlight, plenty to talk to you about. One thing that's going to happen around the country on Easter Sunday is a number of different people have said, hey, why don't we go out and sing Easter hymns of some sort? So various different initiatives are happening. Some people are saying, let's sing Amazing Grace. Some people are saying, let's sing Thine Be the Glory. All kinds of hymns to bless neighbours. Now, it may not be that you going outside your house would bless a neighbour. So how about just at some point on Sunday morning, when we're outside, we're eating together, put on some worship music, make sure it reflects you and your tastes and reflects the tastes of your neighbours. Put the volume up a little bit and truly be a blessing where we can worship God together. And maybe something of the strains of that music, the strains in a nice way rather than a straining, horrible kind of way, will be a blessing and will be good for people. Now let me hand over to Gary, and he's going to tell us a little bit about how we're helping the most vulnerable across our borough and right down into Huntington. Gary.
Community in action is one of the core focus areas of Rising Brook, something we've been doing for many years and will continue to do once this crisis is over. We love people, we love vulnerable people, we are helping people who are in most need, whether that's in our communities in Stafford, Huntington or Stone. You know, with the coronavirus, of course, we're needing to expand that. We've been working and liaisoning with the Borough Council and County Council to see how can we help? How can we really help our communities? We've expanded our food bank. We're now doing deliveries. We want to expand that further throughout the county. We're also looking at how we can help people with their shopping and various other things. Information and guidance is still there. There'll be vulnerable people not knowing how to access a lot of the government grants and the needs that folk have. We've developed our number of teams, various team leaders, and you can find details of that at our website. We also, of course, have an email address called offersofhelp@risingbrook.org. If you want to volunteer, if you want to be part of one of those teams to help, please do be in contact with us. Perhaps you know somebody who needs help, or you need help yourself. We have a new email address, which is very simply help@risingbrook.org. So if you know someone or you're in that position yourself, please do not hesitate to contact us. We have systems in place where we're able then to put you into contact with one of our teams, whether that's food delivery, shopping, or some other area of help. We're here to love you. As the need grows, we've seen that our food bank stocks are dwindling, and we do need to see how we can source more food. We've asked Charlie Hutton if he would head that up, and so if you have some thoughts or ideas on that, please be in contact with him. We also are very mindful that there are others in our community who are helping, and we don't want to see just everything come to Rising Brook. Although we have great needs, we want to be involved in supporting other groups who are doing an amazing work. One of those, if I could highlight, perhaps in Stone, you know, it's a long way to bring food over to our food bank in Stafford, and maybe you want to be able to contribute to the Stone Community Hub. So they are also doing an amazing job. We have an incredible team. It's under the main leadership of Liz, who all of you know. She's doing a fabulous job, as are the rest of the team. And we're very grateful for all that God has given us, both in terms of personnel and the resources we have to put us in that position to help. Please pray for them, pray for our safety, pray for, as the teams go out onto the road and the different volunteers, that God would just keep them safe. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I've been thinking over the last few days about what it means when Jesus invites us to live freely and lightly. In Matthew 11:28, well-known verses that we often refer to these days, particularly in the Message paraphrase, are when Jesus invites us to learn the unforced rhythms of grace. He says, I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn how to live freely and lightly. So how do we live freely and lightly in the midst of a coronavirus pandemic? For many of us, it feels like you're a bit on the edge of your seat all the time, doesn't it? It feels like you're constantly connected to your phone or the TV or the latest update on your iPad or your computer or whatever it is. There are updates coming in all the time. We have WhatsApp groups that are constantly beeping at us or bringing us notifications. We have emails flooding in, the phone is going, all those sorts of things, and it can feel anything but living freely and lightly. So what do Jesus' words mean to us in the midst of all of that? I think Jesus is reminding us that it is okay to acknowledge that we feel like that at times, and it's okay to put boundaries in. It's okay to switch the phone off completely, to turn the notifications off so it stops beeping, and to actually put those times into our day when we're not just checking for the latest update on what is going on, and we're not feeling that we have to answer every call or every text message the second that it comes in. But knowing that it is okay to boundary those times, to have set times of the day when we want to follow up on everything and when we want to engage in those sorts of conversations or have the Zoom chats or whatever it is. Or if we're working from home, those set times of the day when we're putting in the work time. And those set times when we're having time for other people, whether that's virtual time with other people or it's time actually in your household because you're living with others there. I guess also that passage talks about rhythms of grace and having grace for each other and having grace for ourselves. And that means not constantly living in a place of worry or anxiety or I must do more, because I think for many of us that is how we feel at the moment, whether it's I must do more because of the job that I have, or whether it's I must do more with my neighbours or my family or my friends. Because of how we're living, there is this constant, there is more that can be done, and there always will be more that can be done. But Jesus, I think, in these words is inviting us to find a good rhythm of life, one which means that we look after ourselves and we look after each other. And I guess it means that we do that by not comparing ourselves constantly, by not worrying that our way of homeschooling is different to someone else's, by not worrying that our lives don't somehow fit the maybe ideal life we see on social media, whatever that might somehow be at the moment. Whether it's not getting frustrated with others that seem to have more alone time than you do, or more time with others than you do, whatever it is for us. I think Jesus is inviting us to find our own rhythm in this season. That is to live freely and lightly with him. And it comes out of this beautiful image of walking with him and working with him. So I guess whether we're in paid work at the moment, or we're working from home, or we are relating with friends, or we're looking after our children, or others in our neighbourhood and streets, whatever that is for us, it is to find a rhythm in that where we can live freely and lightly. And our prayer for all of us this week is that we might find a new way of doing that rhythm together.
Don't forget, you can also join us for our Thursday evening worship nights called Worship in Exile, which you can find on YouTube. And you can join us for midday prayers at noon every weekday from our chaplaincy teams, published on Rising Brook's Facebook page and on our website at risingbrook.org/midday. We've also been sharing Holy Week reflections, where members of the church explore a different aspect of Jesus' final week each day. Those are being published on YouTube every afternoon. If you've got kids or youth, then make sure to check out the Rising Brook CYF Facebook page, where at-home content is being published each week. Don't forget that next week we can also all access the Spring Harvest home content by visiting the springharvest.org website. And finally, of course, there are all the things that your own location and clusters might be doing this week. Do connect in and show up through this unusual time. Here's an update from Susan about what's happening with Open Hands Signing Church.
Hi everyone. Nice to see you all, wherever you are. So, just going to give you some news about Open Hands. God has been amazing, setting up all the different groups we've had, like the Bible study and the prayer groups. And lots of deaf people have been getting involved in filming for Easter Sunday and Good Friday services. It's been amazing seeing how people are helping one another and keeping in contact, and just seeing God in all of those different activities and how people are working together. It's just been amazing seeing his presence there. If you have a look on Facebook or YouTube on Good Friday and also on Easter Sunday, we'll have uploaded our services on there, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. May God bless you. Goodbye.
And just a quick reminder from me about our prayer@risingbrook.org email address. I mentioned last week, just want to remind everyone again that you can write into us on that address for any prayer requests that you've got, and we've got a team of intercessory prayers that are just loving to pray into all of these different things. But particularly if you want to send us just a one-off email with your name and your role, if you're working on the front line in any of those service areas, we'd love to hear from you so that we can pray for you by name. If you are in business and struggling, or you've lost your job or whatever it is like that, and you would like us to pray for you, send us an email to prayer@risingbrook.org, and we want to add you to our list to pray. And if you have been asked to shield for the next few months, again, we want to pray for you, and so if you'd like us to pray for you, send us an email in on that. So just a reminder, that prayer@risingbrook email address, we'd love to hear from you so we can stand with you and pray.
So thank you for watching. Hope you took all that in, and go to our website, see what's going on, and there's plenty of emails coming your way to keep you in touch, particularly as we go through Good Friday and then on Easter Sunday. So do join in with some of these things, and I pray that this weekend you would know what it is to journey with Jesus, even through his death, even into burial and the darkness of Saturday, but into glorious sunlight of Easter Sunday morning, where he is truly resurrected. And we pray that this Easter our nation and our world would know the power of the resurrection of Jesus. So we look forward to seeing you on Easter Sunday morning.
Good morning, everybody. As we approach Easter, I've been spending some time each day reading and praying and reflecting, and I came across this prayer to be sung together in community on Maundy Thursday. And although we can't be together at this moment, and we can't share our faith and our life in the way that we used to, we are still a community. We are still a church family, and we are still brothers and sisters in Christ. And as such, I wanted to share this prayer with you today, my community, on Maundy Thursday. Brother, let me be your servant. Let me be as Christ is to you. Pray that I may have the grace to let you be my servant too. We are pilgrims on a journey and companions on the road. We are here to help each other walk the mile and bear the load. I will hold the Christ-light for you in the night time of your fear. I will hold my hand out to you, speak the peace you long to hear. I will weep when you are weeping. When you laugh, I'll laugh with you. I will share your joy and sorrow till we've seen this journey through. When we sing to God in heaven, we shall find such harmony, born of all we've known together, of Christ's love and agony. Sister, let me be your servant. Let me be as Christ is to you. Pray that I may have the grace to let you be my servant too. Amen.